What's good, YouTube? It's your main man, ABD Hero, back again with another video. And we gotta talk about the Charlotte Hornets versus the Tampa Bay Raptors. Yes, let's get into the game. Let's go. So tonight's game was one of those like best case scenario games that I have always been wanting to see from the Hornets, right? Where legitimately everybody on the squad is available and everybody on the squad is showing up to hoop a bit. You feel me? Just enough people. And I think that in the last game, in the last recap, what we talked about was it's so hard because it's always something new. Like you never get to see what it looks like when it's comfortable, right? So we've at times throughout the season have seen them have everybody, but it's been so sporadic that you really haven't seen them get into a groove. Tonight it looked like off that one game, tonight they was in the groove. Now, they were raining threes. I mean, I think that they broke the quarter record for threes for the Hornets, and they also broke the half record for threes for the Hornets. So that's something that I don't expect them to continue to do that night in and night out. But I do think that you've seen a lot of good options. Even the rotations looked a little bit better tonight from your boy Borrego. So shout out to you. This was a game where the Hornets led from wire to wire, right? And another thing that I always say, and this is how I back in the day judged Melo and even Jello at times, right? So it's like you're playing a Raptors team who are missing some of their key players, right? Anunoby is out, Siakam, you know what I mean? They're missing some key players, right? And the Hornets come out and throttle them. And to me, that says, yo, y'all might actually be good, because when you have a better team and they come out and they look like a better team and they do what a better team should do to you, be beating you by 25 for most of the game, then I'm like, okay, y'all on to something. It's the same thing when Melo was in the JBA and folks is like, dang, he putting up video game numbers. Yes, the number one pick, who should have been the number one pick, number 3 pick in the NBA draft, should be able to go to JBA and put up video game numbers. That's what Melo did. We're gonna get into this recap. Thank y'all subbing to the channel. Hit that notification bell. Channel been growing, man. We finna get to that 11,000 mark soon, on our way to 10K. Oh, let's go to 15. We ain't got to jump to 20K already, like I was about to say. All right, so final score 114-104, and truthfully the game was not that close. This game looked like the Hornets were about to score about 140 points, and they kind of like took off the gas a little bit. Now we scroll down here, and I damn near did a halftime show because I was so hype at halftime. Look at this, and the numbers are identical pretty much. LaMelo Ball finished the game shooting 63% from the field, 66% from behind the arc. And folks told me before the season that my dog couldn't shoot 66, and he knocked down 6 threes. That ain't no like, oh yeah, you hit 3, you shot 3 threes and you knocked down 2. You shot 4, you knocked down. He knocked down 6 threes. Shot 9 of them. Talk to me nice, man. Come on now. If that don't get you hype, 100% from the free throw line. We had a game last night where folks were like, oh man, but he scored 7. Well, it's going, and now he come back with 23 off 6 3-pointers. Now, I will say that the same critique that I have about Zoe sometimes. I don't like to see the box score with only 3-pointers. 6 3-pointers you scored, 7 field goals, 6 of them from behind. I don't like to see that, because what I've seen from LaMelo a few times in this, and I know y'all seen it too, is getting into that space that we see Zoe at times, where you drive into the lane, not to score, not to lay it up, but only to turn around and pass it out. There was a few times where he got into the lane and didn't even shoulder rim the ball, turned around and started looking to kick it out. I don't want to see that. This should have been a 30-point night plus from him if he also is shooting from the 3 like that and then driving to the basket and looking to score. There are times where that driving kick was working and the 3 was going, but I wanted to see him do that. I also will say that I think that we have seen the changing of the guard in Charlotte for sure. Like Terry Rozier is a dude who he plays lights out at times, and it looks like he could be the best player on the squad. Gordon Hayward earlier in the season looked like he was the best player on the squad at times. Now, I think that the level in which everybody's playing with has like risen the tide of all boats to a place where at times Gordon Hayward is the vet, but at times looks like, you know, a bit pedestrian. I'll say that. But obviously Gordon Hayward before All-Star break was somebody who was hooping at a level where he should have been maybe in All-Star consideration. He was in the top 10 in votes and all of that jazz as well. Terry Rozier, Devontae Graham to me has found his role. In 17 minutes on the night, he gave you 17 points. 55% from behind the arc, 54 scoring. How many assists we got? We got 4 assists from Devontae, 2 boards. I love what he's doing with that second unit. I also love more than anything when him and Melo is on the court. That's scary for Terry. If Devontae and Melo is looking good, then you start looking at my dog Rozier as a trading asset, and I really don't want to see them do that because I think that this Hornets team, as constructed, I wish there was a way that we could do something with my dog Biyombo. I wish that he was trusted these young guys enough to give them a shot off the bench, because I would love to see one of these Vernon Carries or the Nick Richards get in there and do something and take up some of Biyombo minutes, because he scares me. But I like the way that this team is currently constructed, and I believe that if they go into the playoffs healthy, especially with how good they play in the clutch, they're going to upset some people. They are now above 500. Come on, man. This Hornets team is looking good. This is the box score here. So we say Scary Terry was 17, Devontae Graham was 17, Gordon Hayward with 9. You see, Malik Monk is in that role where he should be at as well for the squad, and they're looking really good. If we go here to the play-by-play, one of the things that I noticed and I love to see, if we go back here real quick, my dog LaMelo led everybody in minutes tonight as well. 31 minutes. Also, plus 25, plus 27 with Cody Zeller. We look at the turnovers here. My dog Melo had only 2 turnovers. Compared that to 6 assists. Hooping. But 31 minutes, we starting to see that. At one point, and obviously, I think the first quarter, LaMelo played 9 minutes to the first quarter. Damn near played the entire first quarter. If we go here to where we talked about our critical minutes, we see that LaMelo actually came out of the game for the first time for Devontae Graham here, right? At the 5-minute, 47-minute mark, you know what I'm saying? At that point, the Hornets was all over the Raptors, right? 25-4. You pull Melo out the game starts to get a bit close, right? You bring Melo back into the game. Where are we at? Here at the 2 minutes and 54 seconds mark, right? So you go from the Raptors having 4 points to now they got 17 points in that little bit of time that Melo is out, and the Hornets push and scored 10 points in the last 3 minutes of the quarter, being subbed out. And I'm telling you, I love the Melo and Devontae Graham, what that looks like. I truthfully love that small ball lineup though with LaMelo, Devontae, and Terry Rozier. I think that that'll be scary, and I think that they have to find a way to implement that at times, but also be prepared to save that for the playoffs, because my dog's finna make a playoff run. Brooklyn, hey. Brooklyn, yes. You heard it here first. Now, close this video out. We'll go over here to the shot chart. I love to look at this here. You see your boy Melo from behind the arc a lot. He's hot from this right side, so you got to shoot it. But there was too many times where I watched him drive into the paint and not attempt to finish. Not attempt to finish at all. You see this here, no layups. I don't want to see that from him from behind the arc, man. These Hornets, oh my God. Let's see, where is your boy Devontae here? There's 18 threes between Devontae, LaMelo, and Terry Rozier. You add Malik Monk to that, 24 threes, 53% from behind the arc from 4 players knocking out. I mean, good Lord. They were hot tonight. Hot tonight. Led the game from start to finish. 27-point biggest lead. And here you look at this in the paint. Edge goes to Toronto. Second chance points. Edge goes to Toronto. Fast break though is where they killed them at. This Hornets team, and this is where I'll end the video at, right? 30 assists on the night, right? I think that in the first quarter it was something like they had scored 19 baskets and like 16 of them came off of assists. But they had moments where I see my dog Melo drive to the basket and not attempt to lay up, and then they just passed the ball. They got to a place where nobody then wanted to shoot. So you raining threes and folks are like, oh, but let's make the extra pass. And they just kept passing it until you get to a point where now the person who got it last is taking a bad shot and you passing up decent shots in order for somebody to throw up a Hail Mary at the end of the possession. But overall, man, a decent game. I enjoyed it. The Hornets look scary. I believe that they play Sacramento next, and Sacramento, y'all finna have some nightmares, and trust me, it's gonna be a long night for those that Sacramento squad. But it's your main man, AB the Hero, finna get out of here.
No, not peace. +1, triple B's. We out.
There it is.